Co-founder and Chief Executive Officer.
Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Good afternoon. Hello God. He's always got my back. I'm Chris Drayer, CEO of Reevaluate, and we have a kiosk outside as well. And we were honored recently by two amazing people in the industry. Brad Inman labeled us a finalist for the Inman Innovator Award this year, and Stefan Swanepoel also said, hey, Reevaluate is a top 20 trendsetter in real estate. So we're really proud about that. But today I want to talk to you a little bit about predictive analytics. Okay? It's obviously a map, but who can tell me what city we're looking at here? Anybody?
London.
New Orleans? Something in Texas?
London.
London.
Yeah,
Very
good
close.
job.
Very close. So that's London. It's a map in about 1700. And this is the birthplace of predictive analytics. It's actually at a coffee shop called Lloyd's. Lloyd's was a place where the ship's captains would come in and tell their stories about what went right and what went wrong, and they'd hear about what routes were troublesome and risky, and then hear about which captains were taking more risks. And they began to assess this information, take it in, and think about it more. And they began to assign risk, and it was actually the birthplace of Lloyd's of London. And it was from that humble coffee shop that predictive analytics got its start. Okay, I'm a history nerd, it was my minor. Anyone know what kind of planes those are? B-2 bombers? Yep, so Flying Fortress, Super Fortresses, these are World War II Allied bombers. And the military uses predictive analytics also. These bombers were getting shot down at an alarming rate over World War II. And they needed to put armor on the planes. And if you put armor on the entire plane, it's too heavy and it won't fly. So you can only put armor in very specific places so that they can still fly. And so they had to develop a method for tracking and analyzing where they should put the armor. And so they built this simple Allied damage anatomy chart, and they tracked when the planes returned where the bullet holes were on the plane. And the black space that you see there is where the bullet holes were. Perhaps counterintuitively, the armor was placed on the white ovals. Because that is where the planes were shot at that did not return. So predictive analytics in the military has been around for a long time. You guys are enjoying your lunch or already have. I used to live in San Diego and I ate these a lot. I know some people were out at 2, 3 in the morning probably enjoying some In-N-Out burger. That is a double animal style. Very healthy for you, good choice. Predictive analytics in the medical profession, in healthcare. Very simple model. You are in the highest percentage risk for coronary heart failure, CHF, if you have these four issues: diabetes, obesity, hypertension, and cholesterol. Very simple model. Predictive analytics has been in medicine for decades. In every single study, they're using predictive analytics in medicine. I have a 2-year-old. I've experienced this feeling. I just did a 800-mile drive with a 2-year-old in the back seat. Not recommended. Many people have heard this story. I'm going to recap it though. Target is really, really good at using predictive analytics for retail sales. And they got an irate call from a dad. And the dad said, my daughter just got this in the mail. She's still in high school and you're sending her coupons for baby clothes and cribs. You can imagine what that father was feeling. And that Target customer care people talked him off the ledge and said, it'll be okay, we'll call you back in a couple of weeks. They set the appointment, they followed up, and 2 weeks later, the dad says, thank you for calling, I owe you an huge apology. There were things going on under my roof that I did not know. Target used predictive analytics, and they tracked women's buying patterns before and after pregnancy. And they determined that when a woman buys a specific kind of lotion, some organic foods, and a large brown purse, she is more likely to be pregnant and have a child in 6 months than not, which is amazing and awesome. So predictive analytics in retail is huge.
No brown bag.
Anyone have this stock? Who knows what this stock is? Amazon, absolutely. Amazing what they're doing. Predictive analytics and Amazon go hand in hand. They've done a ton to further the space. If you haven't seen these robots in their distribution warehouses, it's an amazing YouTube video. They have several of them, autonomous robots moving stuff around automatically. It's incredible. What we're talking about today with predictive analytics and Amazon is their shipping logistics. So the reason that you can get something really cool that you just bought on Amazon with one click to your door in under 24 hours is because they knew you were going to buy that. They shipped it across the country to the distribution network near your house so that the next day, when you buy that thing, they can get it to your door and it cuts down on their shipping costs. Very simple, very difficult to execute. Of course, you're probably more familiar with predictive analytics in your day-to-day use of Amazon because when you're searching through the products, at the bottom it says what? It says, you might also like this thing. Sometimes they're right. Sometimes you buy it. Other people that bought this had bought that before. That's predictive analytics as well. So we've discussed predictive analytics in the military, insurance, healthcare, retail, shipping. So how can we use predictive analytics in real estate? Well, we could use it to determine when the best time is to put ads up. If we know that people are going to move at a specific time of year, we could set the ads to run at the right time so that the ads were giving the maximum impressions to people so they had top of mind awareness. We could use it to identify the top agents in our market or in our office and determine which agents were going to be the most successful if we put in the effort with those specific agents. Or, more lucratively perhaps, we could find which firms, teams, and offices might be willing to consolidate or come on board with our company. So there's a lot of different cool stuff we can do with predictive analytics. At Revaluate, we tell you who is most likely to move in the next 3 to 6 months from your database. So we know that 11% of people move every year. The average agent has about 2,000 contacts in their database. So it might surprise you to know that the average agent is in contact with over 220 people that are going to move in the next year. We also know that 80% of your commissions nationwide come from people in your network. Know, like, and trust, your sphere of influence, people that you've reached out to before. 80% of your commissions come from those type of people. The leads that you've purchased and worked before, 80%. So what Revaluate's job is to do is to look for those life event triggers. Some of you know these are the Ds, all right? You heard of the data Ds before? So death, disease, divorce, diapers, diplomas, diamonds, employment. Doesn't really start with a D, but forgive me on that one. Daily grind. We take your database, we stack rank it. We tell you who in your database is most likely to move in the next 3 to 6 months. So as Lord, to wrap it up, it was Lord Kelvin who said, to measure is to know. And now you know how to measure real estate. I'm Chris Drayer, and we'd love to see you out at the Revaluate kiosk.